Hey, good afternoon to my YouTube friends and foes. How you doing today? I just got through checking out Rusty 2029's latest video. I really like this guy, I really do. And this isn't a sarcasm or anything like that. Rusty, you remind me so much, so much of my father-in-law. He is also a Christian. He's an elder in his church, and I love having these kinds of talks with him. Don't have as many as I'd like, but I do like having these kinds of talks with him. You are the kind that I could definitely just go sit down in the Perkins and have a cup of coffee with, and then just lose track of the hours, just talking about this stuff and losing ourselves in our own personal stories that have nothing to do with the topic. You guys really should check out Rusty. He's a really good guy. He's a really good guy. Rusty, I saw your video. You're looking really good, man. You're looking really good. You look like from the surgery and what have you that you have been coming along really well, and I'm happy to see that. You look like you're doing very well. So, I am enjoying our talks with this stuff, and I am going to do my video response to you, and this is probably going to be two parts. But if it's worth doing, it's worth doing what one would perceive as the right way. So here we go.
Hello, all you happy people, and hello to Somehow Magic.
Hi, Rusty.
Let's uh, let's get right into it here and listen to this for a moment. See if you can pick this up. I don't know. Let's see.
The rabbit is doing what is right, regardless of what you are told. Religion is doing what you are told, regardless of what is right. Now, in my head, I'm picturing you going, no, nope. It'd be the other way around. That doesn't completely make sense, because the statement would then be, religion is doing what is right regardless of what you're told, and morality is doing what you are told regardless of what is right. So it doesn't fit that way.
I grant that it doesn't fit that way. Morality is doing right regardless of what you are told. That implies that there is an objective morality that's outside of all of us. An objective morality that means that regardless of the wealth of information out there, that what you're told to do, that there is I guess it presumes a bunch of misinformation out there that.
Well, I'm going to pause you right here for a second, but we are going to pick up where we left off. And I was thinking about this for the objective and subjective. I am going to concede one point that to a degree I would accept an objective morality, but I would not concede that that comes from a higher power. What I would conceive in some of our moralities are unified moralities, the ones that aren't going to have us just randomly going to, different people and then just doing major crimes against them. That would be a unified social morality. You see, there are a few things that are very constant among people of different nations and backgrounds and what have you. That is something that we teach to our children ever since they're little, when they're fighting with each other. No, that's the wrong thing to do. There was a study done years back that a person hears the word no, as in the negative no, more than any other word in their entire life. No, you can't take that, it's not yours. No, don't treat your sister that way. No, don't do this. So you hear no long enough, it's infused into you. As children, we mimic many of the behaviors of our parents as well as those around us. So what else are we going to do? What else would we do? we would adopt a lot of those behaviors, attitudes, and feelings. Um, if there ever was a civilization that did exist that countered this, where it was nothing but fighting amongst each other, kind of like a Klingon race, so to speak, amongst humans, to where it was always fighting with each other, that race would not last very long. They would destroy themselves. Now let's look at that in context. What kind of civilizations do we have around us that are full of a lot of violence? Where are they as far as they're technologically advanced? How are they as far as medicine and so on? How do they treat each other? Are these larger civilizations? Are these healthy civilizations? You see, if it was a completely objective morality, and we followed it as such, that we didn't teach our children, or us as children, the things about what was right and wrong as far as how to treat each other to survive in our societies, then those children who do not follow those kinds of moralities, how do they act? What if we were to take that and look at gang wars? Where to them, the morality is if you don't respect me, now I'm not saying all, if you don't respect me, I'm going to kill you. You're disrespecting me. What's right is that I destroy you. You see? Is there any wonder why this entire nation isn't completely overrun by gang violence? Well, the reason for that would be is that they would not be able to produce in vast numbers. Now, granted, there are hundreds of thousands of gang members, and many of those would have that kind of a mentality. But how long do they survive? Even though their morality says that that is what's right. But yet at the same time, they are going to hold strong to the closest to them. Why is that? Well, I would argue because the human species is, for all intents and purposes, pack animals. We roll in groups. You don't see gang members of one. So, as far as the objective part, I'll concede social objectivity, where our main objective is to survive. Subjective moralities, based on that part, is all going to come into play as to what is best for me, for my survival, what is best for my family's survival, and then it would branch out. Objective morality coming from an omnipotent being, I don't think so.
Morality is doing right regardless of what you're told to do. So if you're told, for instance, I guess, to look both ways before you cross the street, you might do something else regardless of whether that's right or not. It really speaks to...
All right. We're just picking it apart now, and what I said about that. What I was talking about, it was about moralities. Looking both ways is not a morality issue. Well, if we're looking at just right decision versus wrong decision, then if we were going to drop a decision like that into a morality type of a view, then it would be immoral to not look both ways. But I haven't seen it used that way before. But if we were going to the soul of what is right, what is morality, it is decisions based on what is right and wrong. Primarily to that individual, and then it can branch out to what they see as more important themselves, or the needs of the many. Anyway, I'm going to break it off here and move into a second part.